Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Masks Monday, and we are up to session 61, I believe, of Masks of Nyarlathotep. So, Alan, aka Phil, is on recap. So, let us start off with reintroducing Miss Lin first, please.
Oh, hello. My name is Lin Fen, and I am an addict.
Right.
Oh,
Good
well,
to
you
be
want
nice
me
and-
to give my speech?
Oh.
Okay, I'm addicted to sex.
Cool.
It all began with my mother.
And Mitch.
You see, what's the only bit that surprised me with everything that was said there was your reaction. You were surprised. We're never surprised anymore.
Who was surprised?
No, I was not.
Jason.
No,
Oh,
I
Jason.
was.
Yeah, my name is Mitch Walker. I'm an archaeologist, and since these cultists took a toll on me, I want to make them pay. So I joined these three fellas, and now we are roaming through the desert like Moses and see where we end up, I guess.
Very biblical. But
Sure.
nowhere near a giant lake, I'm afraid, or any sea. But we do have an ex-biblical member of the biblical club, Mr. McNairn.
Former biblical, then not biblical, and now trying to be biblical again. I'm also an addict. I'm addicted to shooting people really, really well in the head. I mean, really making damn sure of it. Even to the detriment of the group. And I'm determined if you know we're heading for this underground city. I think it's going to be a big last stand, and I'm shooting somebody.
Just make sure you shoot the right person.
If they die, it was the right person.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's not Alan who you shoot, speaking of which.
Yeah, Alan Carter, who's a mining engineer, Australian, was captured by a cult in China, actually. Was rescued by some of these members of this team and escaped, destroyed the island. And we left for Australia. So we're back home. Not been underground yet to get any mining, where it would be nice and quiet and safe. But as Mitch said, we're out wandering the desert.
Well, you've made a bit of progress in the desert, so why don't you give us a summary of what happened?
Okay, so in the dim, dark, distant past, we started the last session with a sandstorm bearing down on us. So we sort of hunkered down and circled the wagons, as it were, and sat it out. So we ended up surviving the storm, but our worst fear was that was just a prelude to an attack by cultists. So we decided to sit tight and wait to see if we were going to be attacked instead of being in more of a defensible position instead of being caught out in the open. And during that time, we actually did a little bit of extra planning because the last 2-3 sessions have all been about planning. And we questioned the Aborigines that were with us about if they knew where this lost city or these ruins where we were going to, because we had some coordinates, but they seemed to be suggesting some caves up ahead were a possible location. So after some deliberation, we decided to go with the coordinates that we found in a diary back in Sydney, and that was a couple of days from our camp. So we headed off. Oh no, that's not quite. We didn't. So yeah, we moved off. Yes, right. Yeah, but after a couple of oppressive nights, we spotted an escarpment up ahead with a narrow gorge leading into it. And while we were watching that, we saw a couple of trucks heading towards the escarpment from the Concudry direction. And there actually seemed to be some people tied up in the back of the trucks. And we decided to take 20 of our best guns and have an ambush. So before we could all get ready, Lynn charged off towards the trucks by herself, and then the three of us were bringing up the rear.
That is not what happened.
Okay, you did a better roll than the rest of us.
I could ride a horse, apparently. You couldn't.
Yes, well,
that is
while
what
we were still getting on the horses, Lynn had gone.
Wasn't my fault. You guys dawdled.
Okay, it was our fault.
We didn't dawdle. We were merely approaching with stealth.
You failed your rolls, yeah?
So
points for intent.
So we fired. We got to within shooting range of the trucks. So we fired a volley of shots to stop the trucks. That's the three of us, mind you, because Lynn was too far ahead for that. She was already there by the time we started firing. And she leapt from a horse, and as the guy got at the first truck and knocked him over and knocked him to the ground, ripped his gun off of him as we fired more shots into the trucks to stop them from moving. She ended up blowing his leg off with a shotgun, and the rest of us managed to kill the rest of the people driving the trucks. And we released the people in the back, who were quite varied types of people. They were all tied up, and they were going to be slave labor or sacrifices or something. We found a book called Book of Wondrous Intelligences. And we decided that we better move on because someone might have heard the shots and might be coming to investigate. So as we were leaving, we did actually see a signal fire towards the escarpment. So we got back to the main group. We set extra watches expecting an attack. But when the attack came, it was in the form of an attack on our minds, in our dreams. It was Alan and Andrew who shared different prospects of the same dream. And Lynn saw her old teacher. Mitch was trapped in a tunnel or a cave, and the rock sort of changed to slime underfoot. And there was some singing going round and round, and making him feel dizzy and sick, and it got louder and louder and louder. But Alan and Andrew, our dream was a bit stranger, and it sort of affected us a lot more. In my dream, I ended up killing Andrew. Andrew was doing something, cutting up bodies or something, as far as I can remember. But we took a sound hit for that. And as the morning dawned, the session ended.
Yes. One thing you forgot to mention is, I believe you took the only survivor of the ambush as hostage after stabilizing her. One of the women in her early 20s. She was one of the passengers of the trucks. But yeah, getting your D12 worth of luck.
Oh, D12. I've got that.
Oh, yes, we're in Australia.
12. Oh, and it is a 12.
Nice. That'll do you nicely.
Ooh, and with 60. That 12, that means that if I've got I'm still doing the group look.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes. So, as Alan suggested, we have reached the next morning where we left off, which is the morning of Tuesday, the 22nd of September. You still have about a week and a half until the next full moon. Although you're now back at your camp, so it will still take you a few days to get back up to the gorge if that's the way you still want to try and get in. But you do know from Alan's eagle eyes that you almost certainly have been spotted from there because of the smoke signals and stuff as you left. You slowly wake up. Obviously, a couple of you a bit more worse for wear than others, and mentally. Lynn has had a pretty nice sleep, and you're very, very refreshed.
Yeah, I wake up next to whoever I chose for last night.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kept the rest of us awake.
And Alan and Andrew need to change their bed sheets, unfortunately.
So do
Yeah. It's like I didn't get any sleep at all. Very tired.
But you start hearing the usual murmurs and activity of people waking up. You can smell a bit of cooking as well.
Starts
Good
my
search.
morning. My morning. I was going to say hacker, but that's
Tai
Kata.
Chi.
kata. Thank you.
Yeah. It's another nice day, but you can definitely feel it is, again, slightly hotter a bit earlier on in the day. You can already feel it.
Okay, I'm going to go in search of coffee. Once I've had
Yeah.
a couple of cups, so
Yep.
Yep, you still have almost all of your supplies, so yeah, you got coffee. That's all fine.
I'm going to find a pint glass
Okay.
and fill it with coffee.
Probably not a pint glass, but I'm sure you could find like a small saucepan that's about a pint's worth, so you could just, drink it like that.
Whatever gets plenty of caffeine into my system.
Uh-huh. Oh, actually, by the way, Alan, you get back 1 hit point from your wound from yesterday.
Okay. Thank you.
How about you, Mitch? Are you getting anything done in your morning routine? Mitch?
Oh, Mitch, sorry. No, I just have breakfast and look concerned about the bags under Alan's and Andrew's eyes.
Yeah, indeed, because you wouldn't have seen them yet since last night.
No.
Yeah, I'll just be eyeing Andrew a bit suspiciously as well. Just making sure I stay out of his way for first couple of hours.
Yeah, I can imagine if you're looking on me suspiciously, the fact that I'm sitting there with a saucepan full of coffee isn't helping.
So we're going to head towards the gorge today.
How many days before the ritual?
Are we talking the big ritual or possibly others that might occur before then?
The big one.
The big one is the 16th of January.
Yeah, it's months.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
beg pardon, 14th.
The next ritual, the next full moon.
The next full moon, that is the 17th of October.
Oh, way more than that.
Yeah, because that's the ritual we need to do.
No, it's the full moon you need to do.
That's what I'm saying, the full moon.
Oh, I thought you said the new moon. I beg your pardon. My bad. No, I said that the new moon is about a week and a half away. 2nd of October is the full moon.
How many days did it take us to reach the gorge? Was it about 3 or 4?
Yeah, about 3 or 4. Depending on how quickly you travel there.
I don't know if you agree, guys, but I'd go there first, way before than the 10 days.
Yeah. That's the point. We're going to find it, find the place, and get an understanding of what it is that we're up against.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it is not worth it to wait for the last minute.
And also, I don't think it's worth splitting our group, because if they're sending these spells overnight that are disturbing your dreams, assume somebody's mentioned something, then I don't think we should split our encounter. We should move en masse.
Yeah. Yeah, just the day that we do it is going to matter, because the minute we move, if we're going, and I agree, we should go en masse. I don't think we should split up now at all.
So let's head out and see if we can find.
The minute we do, we know this is it.
Well,
There's
they
no
know
going back from that point.
They know we're here. They just might not know our numbers, but there's nothing we can do about that.
Let's walk there single file to hide our numbers. It's a desert after all.
What are you doing with your hostage?
What have we asked her already? What have we found out about
You've
her?
not asked her anything yet because she was in a pretty bad way thanks to Alan shooting her up. So
Yeah, I think
she's
she's
stable.
unconscious.
She's stable, but she's unconscious.
Oh, if she's still unconscious, we'll just drag her behind a horse.
Nice.
We'll put her on a litter or something. We'll just tie her to the back of a horse and drag her.
I don't like the way you Westerners do things.
And what exactly are you going to achieve by drawing her on the back of a horse?
Apparently, she's going on the back of a cart.
Well, we can make a frame that the horse drags that she can be on, but
We'll just
I mean,
throw
I
her on
don't
a
know.
cart. We have carts.
I think the problem is now we've got her, we can't leave her behind.
I'll guard her on the back of one of the carts.
We need her gagged, though.
And
tied up.
if she wakes up, Lin can perhaps question her as well, and get some information out of her.
But unless we're questioning, we need her gagged.
Yeah, you don't want her
last-
waking up and uttering a spell or something. She can do
Well,
spells,
or even just screaming, "They're coming! They're coming!"
You don't know if she can do spells. You didn't actually get a chance to see what many of them could do because you killed them first.
Okay. We'll make sure her mouth is bound multiple times by a gag.
Okay.
Questioner's fine.
In fact,
I
I'll
think.
get a ball gag out of my luggage.
I was expecting this. I was just waiting. Yes. Bring it in. Yes.
So in that case, Lin's probably got handcuffs as well. Then.
Well, you might as well put her at the front of the cart if you're going to do that.
Fury Road.
Yeah. Okay. Also, you do indeed, as Zal mentioned, you did manage to uncover a rather thumbed, old-looking book called Wondrous Intelligences from the glove compartment of one of the trucks.
Yes,
I don't recall. Was that in English? I assume. In the title?
Yes, it is in English, but you've not looked through it at all yet.
I may have a look at it.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, join me on the back of the cart. You read the book, and I'll keep an eye on this bimbo. But then you're there if needed.
Okay.
If we check the woman's clothes as well, can we tell if she's Australian or British or European?
Well, she's dressed quite sort of practically. Sort of, shirt, rolled up sleeves, that kind of thing. You assume from her quite tanned skin that she's Australian, or at least from a warm climate. And yet the person, as Lin would remember, the other driver had a very, very white skin, like really, really pale, as if he'd not been outside for months and months.
So he was British then.
Maybe. But this woman is very tanned.
Go for her pockets. She got any passport or something?
Let me just have a check. I don't think so, but
Are you gonna handle the interrogation, Lin?
Sure. Yeah. And I got Mitch right here in case I get carried away.
Well, I was rather hoping that she might not see you. She might not get defensive if she feels she's talking to another woman.
She's not hot enough for me, but yeah.
Oh, I can double check. Because,
wasn't meaning you had to seduce her. Just that was Plan B.
See me. I should have checked first.
Take one for the team.
No, appearance is 65.
Yeah, that's way below standards.
Yeah, her hair's a little bit too bleached for you.
I don't do C's.
Well, you're out in the desert in Australia now. You have to look your standards a little bit.
I haven't had to so far. A nice pool of Aboriginals to pick from.
Okay.
Some of them are
What
proper ripped.
I'll say.
Men.
Oh, sorry. What?
Carry on.
Okay. No, I was going to say that you don't find anything of use in her pockets. All you find is just like a couple of matches and cigarettes. But you do notice on her right shoulder, just underneath her sleeve, is a tattoo of the Sambat, the crude Sambat symbol.
Okay. The cigarette brand, is that Australian brand? European?
It's Australian, Alan will notice.
Okay.
Right, so you go on your carts and you've got her all trussed up on the back. Are you taking everybody else with you? So the Wanjan people, the Martu, everybody?
Yeah, the whole camp is moving.
Well, we
Okay.
can't at this point. I mean, this is it. This is the push now.
I know, like, the whole word "and" when you're describing how you're doing anything in a role-playing game is generally bad because you can't move fast and quietly and, things like that. What we're going to do, though, and I'm going to use the word "and," is we are moving slowly and loudly. And not discreetly. With a
I
big
got that.
dust cloud behind us.
Are we going to have all the guns up the front?
That doesn't help in an ambush.
It doesn't. But if we do get something, if we do run into something, we want all the firepower at the front, though, don't we? Unless we split, put half at the back.
Mix it in.
How many people do we have who can be armed?
We have a fair number that are armed with guns, but also just about everyone here is armed in some form. And don't overlook the Aboriginal peoples just because only some of them have guns. Like their spear chucking is like insane.
The Martu are very good with their spears. They've trained a little bit with guns. With the Moanjan people, they're mostly kind of fisticuffs and knives and things. That they're not so well trained on guns because they're sort of labourers and stuff.
I thought we had a core group of like 20 that were quite good with rifles, didn't we?
Yeah,
They've had some training.
Yeah, the Martu have got, I think it's like 23 or something.
I would say between
26.
those who are sort of more trained with guns and the Matu and the rest of the tribes, I would say let's create a perimeter as we walk. Have the wagons and just have
People with guns on the outside.
people and guns on the outside along the entire length of the train.
Okay.
And we've kept our empty wagons as well, haven't we? So we can always
Yeah.
just roll them over as barricades if we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
We'll
have
sprinkle the empty ones throughout the baggage train.
literally have the wagon trains and the people walking and have two escorts, one left and right, armed escorts, the entire length of the train.
Okay. So Lynn and Mitch are on the back. Is that going to be a covered cart or a bare cart?
I'd say covered if the hostage is recovering from the shooting and stuff. If she's not just sunbathing for the whole trip.
Sunbathing.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the other two? Whereabouts are you positioned? What is your carting order?
I'll be at the front.
Yeah.
Both at the front, like absolutely snap bang at the front.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I reckon if I'm going to shoot somebody else in the head, I want to be right near the front, so I've got a better chance of doing it.
I guess we should. The wagon that myself and Mitch are on should be somewhere nearer the front. Probably not the first cart though.
No,
because
not the
first few
first
are going to be. First couple are going to be empty, so they can be pushed over as a barricade in a hurry.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted to be at the back.
Oh, well, I didn't. Did you, Mitch?
I think they just said on the back of a truck.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the back as well. Okay.
No, the position of the wagon within the convoy will be somewhere near the front, only to keep the party together.
Mhm.
But the first few will be empty wagons, so they can be barricades.
Okay. Coolio.
All right, we're now ready for the ambush that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen because we're ready.
The ambush with
Exactly.
choppers and panzers.
Yeah.
What the fuck? At least we got
All
barricades.
Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of a montage of the next 3 days, since you're not doing much. Alan, you can regain 3 hit points back.
I wanted to read the book.
I was
you-
literally just about to say about the
I was
book.
saying that. I was just recalling that.
Okay, so yeah, meanwhile you're busy reading, can you give me an English roll, please?
English. I don't remember if I put any points in it.
Which is your education roll?
No, 85, but I wanted to see if I had a little bit more.
Oh,
Turns out I don't. That's a regular pass.
okay. So yeah, the book is by somebody called James Woodville. It's a fairly old book. You maybe think a couple of 100 years old or more. It's bound in rather fine red leather, but there's quite a lot of water damage, which has discolored it a little bit. And as I mentioned, it's very well thumbed, this book. Basically, it's an account of a merchant who lives during the English Civil War, and also after the time of Oliver Cromwell. The author has a quite sort of tedious way of writing. He has lots of self-congratulatory language, very dogged explications as well, of his singular sexual practices. So very much on point with what you've read so far in this country. But also you get a lot of description about this great race of Yith, which is mentioned. You also find that there isn't really any kind of incantations or rituals in here that you could learn. But if you read a bit deeply, you could maybe learn more about this great race of Yith. There's quite a lot of, again, very kind of detailed but sort of dogged accounts about them and speculations as to what they could do and things like that.
Yeah, if that makes sense, mechanics wise, I'd rather keep reading the book as long as I got time, since we have 3 to 4 days of travel.
Okay.
So I don't know if this translates into another English role or whatever that is.
Yeah, since you're kind of on the move and you're having to do it quite quickly, let's treat it as a pushed roll. So if you want to dive in deeper, then give me a pushed English roll.
Okay. Let me see. Oh no, that's another regular pass.
Okay.
I should spend 20 points of luck, but I kind of need them, so I won't do that.
Yes, I would be very, very wise as to how you spend your luck over the next session or two.
Mhm.
Just give me a minute. I think there might be a bit more in here. Oh yeah, plenty in here. Okay. I'm just skimming through this slightly. Oh, that's quite funny. Okay, so he talks about this account about how he supposedly underwent a bizarre possession by a demonic spirit, which I suppose you would know at least a little bit about what happened to Alan with his whole mind exchange thing. So kind of remind you about that. He believes he was taken to another plane, although he thinks it's possibly hell or maybe Earth before the creation of man. He says that on Earth, his body was possessed by a diabolic being, initially feigning to be him, but then later became involved with occultists and various nefarious characters. It also traveled widely, visiting much of Europe as well as parts of Asia and possibly the New World. He goes on to describe these demons, who again you presume are these Yithians. He says their physical form is strange, bordering on the ridiculous, great horns twice the height of a man, with 2 arms terminating in a crab's claws, and another pair of arms, one bearing enormous eyes and the other trumpet-shaped tubes. They communicated directly somehow without speaking, and seemed intent that their victims, including Woodville, he thinks, made full confessions of their sins, recording all they said in great triangular metal books. They lived in vast stone cities, surrounded by all sorts of strange flora and fauna, and considered themselves the masters of the world. They ruled over this world using many magical items and talismans, including fearsome weapons. Only one thing frightened them. The angels they had trapped in great basalt towers are under vast iron doors where they had been cast down to hell many years before. These angels are variously described as invisible or without shape, and always singing unearthly music. And at that, you kind of you get almost like a little flashback to singing, and you suddenly think, hold on, could that be them, or was it something else? So you might start speculating about things. It also says the demons informed Woodville that before the time of Eden, the angels would awake from their imprisonment and sweep aside their devilish domination. So you gain 2 Cthulhu mythos for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and yeah, as you start kind of coming to the end of these passages, you're definitely starting to wonder if this singing you heard wasn't just, cultists chanting, but could it have been these invisible angels? And you lose 3 sanity for that.
Oh, amazing. Oh,
I'll
I
say that
gain
maybe
2
you
points and lose 3 sanity.
I'll say that maybe you drop the book from your hands onto the wood of the cart.
Okay.
What I'll say just about halfway through your travel, so let's say the end of the 2nd day, maybe, this young woman is still fleeting in and out of consciousness and is not proving to be too much help at the moment. It's coming to a point as well where maybe she needs a bit more medical attention because her wound isn't doing too well. It's starting to get a bit more angry again.
We had a doctor with us, though, didn't we?
You did, yes.
Yeah. Well, assumedly, then he's going to give her attention.
Okay. Let me see then how well he does. Okay.
Yes, it kills her.
No, not quite. He has to kind of keep on helping her, and at this point, yeah, I'll say that he comes and joins you, and he tries to sort of revive her a little more. And at one point, she does sort of wake up and see that this doctor is in her face a bit, and she jolts back in shock, although can't really say anything with this ball gag in her mouth.
Well, if she's awake, I'm going to slowly remove the ball gag. The ball gag is so she doesn't get the drop on us if she can, cast spells.
Mm-hmm.
So I will remove the ball gag.
Okay, there's a bit of saliva that just sort of comes down. It's obviously been on her for a while.
It's been on there a long time, yeah.
Oh. And she kind of goes into focus with you, Lin. And, who the hell are you?
Hello, I am your jailer, I suppose.
Yeah, got that with that thing you put around my mouth.
Oh, that
Crazy
was...
bitch.
Why? Lots of people like it.
What do you want?
Well, who are you? Why are you here in the middle of desert?
She takes a quick look around and deduces that obviously you're moving along on a card, and it says, well, I was getting to the place where you're obviously going now.
What? The cattle place?
What?
We're cattle drivers.
Bullshit. You attacked us on horseback.
Yeah, we ride horses. Helps drive cattle. Otherwise, you can't keep up. They got 4 legs.
They know you're here, you know.
Who are you? Why are you here, really?
I think you know the answer. And she gestures again to her shoulder, where the tattoo is. Where's my family?
Why should we keep you alive? You're an investment with our doctor. He could do better things.
Did you kill my family? Because if so, then there isn't much point to me living anymore.
I don't know. Who are your family?
The people I was traveling with, who do you think? The ones who looked like me? My sisters? My father?
Uh-huh. So why were you bringing them as sacrifices?
Well, yeah, of course. Time is
So
getting close.
you were going to sacrifice your family?
No, the people on the back. Are you blind or something? You knew who was there. You attacked us, not them at the back.
Uh-huh. So, okay. So this whole thing that you're doing is a family affair. So how many other members of your family are already at the place?
I don't have any more family apart from the ones you killed.
So there are no other families. Who else is there? What are we going to find there? How many people are there?
All sorts, and they're going to be really mad with you.
Oh, no doubt. Luckily, we brought whole army. I'm just wondering how many coffins we should make.
Oh, just hurry up and kill me already.
No, it's more fun to talk to you. Not that you're that pretty to look at, but I could, put back over your head.
My sister was always the more good-looking out of us anyway.
Yeah, I killed her with shotgun. So you're prettier now.
Let's have a roll.
I was cold.
I was reassuring her that, she's now prettier than her sister. Come on, it's charm. What kind of a role do you want?
Let's go for intimidate.
Oh dear. I'm going to spend 9 points of luck to pass it.
Oh,
Why
okay.
the fuck not?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Well, yeah, I suppose I am. There's well, I imagine that there's a load of people at the entrance already just waiting for you to go down there and get shot full of holes. Beyond that, plenty more. I've only been down there once and not very far in.
And you went in the main entrance to the escarpment, yeah?
Well, yeah, at the end of this gorge.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one way in, one way out.
One way in, one way out. Oh, good. So our plan to flood it will be fine.
Flood it with what ocean? Apparently it's huge. It goes on for hundreds of miles. This isn't some ancient city left by man. This is much older.
Okay. So it has air vents and stuff.
Well, I don't know. I didn't build it. A bit before my time.
So many ways in. And
Well,
when you're
not that I
down there,
know
like,
of.
how much did you see when you're on your last visit?
Not much. We took a few more victims in, left them to be picked up by line walkers, and we left. We only really went down to the bottom and then straight back up. We have plenty to do in Concudry, or rather we did.
So what is it, like a lift?
No, stairs.
Stairs. Just a single tunnel downstairs.
Yes, just a single tunnel. It's not a big fancy hotel.
No rooms to the side.
No.
And you
Just
go down the stairs, and then what do you see?
lights and lots of empty darkness. But then I imagine if they don't kill you, then there are other sorts of nasties in there that will lead you astray, pick you off one by one.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that won't happen.
One hopes.
But why? Why do you believe that ending the world is the right thing to do?
We're not ending it, we're beginning it anew.
But not for human race.
No. Humans are a temporary, fleeting thought in the mind of a god.
Well, ugly ones like you are, but some are beautiful like me.
You just said I was pretty a minute ago.
I said you're prettier than sister.
We followed in our
Really,
father's
really
footsteps.
cold.
You know, I mean, family genes obviously not strong.
Well, neither
But
are yours.
mine, no, mine are exceptional. That's why
You're
I'm so
Asian.
pretty. But I'm so beautiful.
She actually turns to Mitch and says, "Do you think so?"
I wasn't really listening. I was busy reading. Sorry.
Hey, isn't that my father's book?
Maybe.
Wow. You kill them and you take everything they own.
Well, it's interesting. You know, Mitch was saying it's about a year from one of our friends has been there on one of his journeys. So, you know, it's interesting. We're not so naive, you know. But I'm trying to work out why we're keeping you alive.
Me too.
Because, like, you're way too ugly to sleep with.
Well, I'm a hard-working woman. I don't sleep around for a living.
Ooh.
I'm a
Why would you?
Wycroft after all.
Why would anyone do it for money? I don't know, but people do. I do it for fun.
She said she was a Wycroft.
Yes, I didn't miss that. I just trying to work out what the connection is. Mitch, you remember a Wycroft?
Wycroft. That does ring a bell. Mm,
In fact, I'll since I've
I'm
been
checking
given
as
a
a
name,
player
I'll
if I know that.
Is it Sherlock Holmes' brother?
just make it a little smaller. There we go.
Could explain why she's so ugly.
Mortimer Wycroft. I'm saying this as a player, not as a character, because I don't necessarily know it. Was a recipient of some sort of idols and cultish stuff that was sent to him in Conkodry.
Hmm. So you and your family are all from Port Headland?
Yep, born and bred there.
Born and inbred.
You're the ones who are all the same. Anyway, as you're having this conversation, I'll say that all of you actually along this train, you start hearing this sort of rhythmical sound from up ahead, like a put 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 put, that kind of echoes down the gorge.
What's that noise?
Can we see anything from the front of the train?
Do I recognise it from mining experience?
Actually, yes. I'll say that you do. You can maybe spot hidden anyway, but you think that it belongs to like a generator or some sort of power source.
Okay, so it's a pass.
Spot hidden for me as well, or
Yeah, you can do it as well. Yeah,
For the both of them, or everybody of us?
just the two because they're at the very front.
no, not even close.
Okay. Alan, you also notice, because again, it's pretty straight, so there's not that much of an obstruction or whatever. You can't see a generator or anything, but yeah, again, the sound definitely sounds like one. But you do see that as you come further up, there's sort of clumps of and strips of rubbish that have been left, as in quite recent rubbish. So whether it's sort of maybe a couple of old clothes or cans or bigger things like scrap and stuff like that. And also you think you can just about see maybe a few trucks at the end, but it's difficult to tell just how many because of how the wall kind of moves around. So you can't quite see everything at the end of this gorge, but there's definitely trucks further up.
Okay. I think we should probably, if not stop, certainly slow down the column and send maybe a couple of people ahead to have a scout it out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and stealth up closer and see if I can see before we walk into a trap.
You're going to go closer. Okay. Andrew, are you joining him?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll get one of the Aborigines to go back to Mitch and Lin with the information. What's happening?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you are splitting a little bit, but yeah, it's fine. What I'll say is, yeah, Mitch and Lin, you a few minutes later, you get one of them or two come up to your cart and explain what's happened. We think there's some activity ahead, or at least some trucks parked up near the end of this gorge. A generator, he says as well, possibly.
Oh, I just gag Shula Wycroft because I don't want her screaming out if we're close to cultists. And then I'll kick her really hard in the teeth.
After putting the gag back in.
Yes.
Roll your damage.
The ball gag, and you're going to kick her in the teeth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
that's one thing. Roll damage.
Only did 2.
Still going to leave a bruise, definitely.
Yeah.
She could end up choking on blood, though.
Yeah, maybe. But at least I didn't kill her. It was the ball gag.
Not your fault. It's the ball gag.
Well, she could have taken it out if she was untied. Not my fault that she was going.
All I would like to say then, it wasn't my fault that other guy died. It was the wall his head cracked against when I punched him.
Precisely. But she deserves it for being racist.
Amongst other things.
2 seconds, because this part of the chapter kind of splits things up weirdly. I think I found it. Yeah, okay. Okay. So yeah, Alan and Andrew, then you're carefully skulking your way up. You're also starting to see just sort of the remnants of these rather large ancient looking stones. There's a couple that are further along the gorge that maybe could be quite nice for cover. But the majority of them are near, again, sort of near this end part where it opens up a bit further. So you can give me stealth rolls to move up.
Okay. We use the binoculars as well to see ahead a bit as well. So.
Okay, we'll move up first.
Okay, it's a hard pass for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pass from me.
Okay. Okay, so I'll say that you move up to maybe the first point where are these big stones, and you try and perch behind them. Excuse me. But yeah, if you want to look through the binoculars, then you can certainly make me a spot hidden with a bonus die.
Okay. So that's that's 12.
Ooh.
So that's where's my spot hidden? That's an extreme.
Ooh, okay. Give me a moment. Okay, fine. Well, actually, no, it'll be... Oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry, okay, so I would like everyone, not just you two, everyone to roll me a D100.
Alrighty.
Just before I roll that, and it's
Mhm.
not going to stop me rolling it. See these stones that we've come near.
Mhm.
Do they remind me at all of the drawings that we saw in that house?
The drawings were more of you think maybe buildings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you think that certainly the shape just kind of reminds you a little bit.
Yeah. 63 from me.
39.
I got a 66.
23.
Okay, so who's the 69 again?
I had 66.
I got a 39.
Oh, 39. I misheard you.
30,
Okay, so it's
sorry.
going to be Alan. Okay, well, that works rather nicely. So, with your extreme on that spot hidden, Alan, you scan your way around. Are you looking all around? Are you looking more towards the front?
I want to see if there's anyone like guards up high on the cliffs of this
Okay.
gorge and at the trucks, but I also want to see if I can see the entrance from where we are and maybe where this generator or air pump or whatever it might be.
Okay. What I will say is, in terms of looking forward, you definitely think there is some sort of entrance there. You can't quite see where it is, but you can definitely see that there's at least 2 trucks almost like parked up. You think there may possibly be people with rifles down there as well, and there is some sort of covered tarpaulin, maybe for supplies or something. But you deduce that, given there's trucks that have driven all the way down there, there must be something there, or else why would they go that way? However, when you're scanning around, you start noticing a very, very secluded looking track that you think somebody might be using. And you focus on this kind of shaded area with sort of big rocks keeping something in the shade. And as you look and you think, hold on, is there somebody up there? You hear the sound of, you think, a sniper going off, and it dings next to you on the rock.
Okay, can I sort of dive back out of the way behind the rock and pull Andrew with me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it doesn't hit you anyway. You haven't got time to react to it. It gets sort of close to you. But yeah, you can definitely pull him away.
And I'll point out where I think the sniper is hiding. So possibly everyone back at the caravan heard that as well.
Well, I mean, you haven't heard any reaction or anything from anybody just yet.
Well, that's the surprise blown anyway, I suppose. Is there any way we can work our way over to the track at all? Do you think, or is that we've got to cross the open for that?
Given it's on your side, it's possible that you could maybe try climbing up, but you need to find an area that's a bit less steep, at least if you're not using tools to get it. But again, given there's a track, you would think that there must be, a start to this track somewhere, but it's not where you are. You can't see it anywhere.
I was just wondering if we could get there without being shot at by this guy up on the cliff. But if I stick my head up above the rock again, can I maybe get a shot off at him?
Oh, you could try, but they are still pretty far away. You do have a rifle, though.
I do have a rifle. I think we had a. Oh, it wasn't on this sheet. We did have rifles, didn't we?
Yeah.
Isn't it like 30 yards, your rifle?
Oh, yeah, it's something like that, wasn't it? Was it
Um,
the 30-60 or something, wasn't it? Is that what it's
36.
called?
Oh, I'm not sure actually. I've only got the sort of basic rifle stats down.
Because we did this last time, I'm sure we did.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's the 3006.
That does ring a bell.
It's 110 yards.
110.
Oh, lovely.
So I would have
yes.
loved the Marlin,
Yeah.
but quite frankly, it's
Yes, you're right. You're right. Right, fine. In which case, you are in range to shoot from there.
Okay, so I'll take a shot if I can. Can I sort of poke my head up without actually giving him too much of an opportunity to shoot back, or?
Yes. But that would mean that you won't aim, although that just means you shoot regularly. You don't get a bonus.
Okay, I'm going to have to aim. There'll be no point doing it.
So you're going to stay up and aim for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, then give me a minute. Well, I just do the others quickly. So where even are we? So we've got that. Okay. So jumping back to the other two for a moment, whilst you're kind of getting a bit of pleasure, I guess, from kicking this young woman in the teeth and getting a bit of anger out and stuff like that, and Mitch is maybe shaking his head. Both of you hear the sound of one of the Martu outside, kind of make a grunt in surprise, and you can hear a bit of moving around outside.
Okay. I guess we'll both dismount, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Do
Look
you
around.
emerge out? Okay. So you see that the Martu on the opposite side of you, so on your left, are kind of bracing themselves up against the rock, and they motion at you to get down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well,
I can try.
yeah. Why don't we go to the cart in front, push it over, and use the set up a barricade? We're under attack.
Yeah, they point upwards, and they think that there might be, someone shooting down, but they don't know where from.
Well,
Scan.
I'm utterly useless because I don't have rifles and such, so I just keep hiding.
I'm going to try and identify where this shooter is then.
That's going to be a spot hidden, please.
Oh, wow. Do I make it an extreme? Probably not. No, I'll keep hard.
Okay. You have a general idea. There's definitely one on the opposite side that you think is near the top, but you can't see exactly where, or you can't see a gun pointing at anywhere.
All right, I'll point it out to the Mar2 and I'll say, just put a few shots up there, get them to keep their head down. And then I'll start running to the base of the escarpment looking for a way up.
Okay. So they do. They kind of do some suppressing fire, as it were. Right. So meanwhile, Alan and Mitch, as you hear more gunshots from further down your train go off, Alan, so you can make your roll.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Best
You're
way.
muted. Best way.
Sorry.
Oh, for the gun, I suppose. Yeah.
For the gun, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so that's a 27. I'm going to spend 7 luck to make that a hard pass.
Hard pass. Okay, cool. Okay. Was that with the bonus die? Because you did stay up to 8.
No, that
and
wasn't.
stuff.
I just rolled a 27.
Oh, okay. We have a bonus die because you're aiming.
Oh, okay. It's still 27.
Okay, so 27. Okay, that is a hit. Roll your damage.
Damage 2d6 plus 4. Okay, so that's 16.
Ooh.
Damage.
Okay. However, as your bullet flies through the air, you've been standing up for maybe about 15 seconds or so, getting a good aim on. And before you can quite work out whether they've gone down completely, you feel a bullet go through your chest.
Oh, okay.
And you are knocked backwards. I'm sorry to say that I've also dealt quite a lot of damage to you, so that is going to be 15 damage.
Oh, okay. I'm
Should
dead.
we just call you Mar2 from now on?
As you look up towards the sun that's now come almost above your head, and you just hear this whistling sound in your ears from your gunshot going off, and you start just sinking into unconsciousness.
Yeah, it's all going black.
Oh dear.
Well,
yeah, you can.
Wait. Phil was propping up from behind a rock, though. So did you roll with disadvantage?
I did. I did.
Oh,
I did. I'm afraid.
I tried.
I still just passed. And
Are you sure you did?
Was it triple disadvantage because he's got the sun behind him?
No. No, I rolled both times. First time it was 24. The second time was 64.
You can't argue with that.
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
Roll's a roll.
But yeah, you can by all means roll some Mar2 for now if you like. Let's go into initiative. In fact, I'll just get rid of that a moment. So yeah, currently the Mar2 sort of open fire a bit. And obviously Alan is no more. Mitch, it is technically your go next if you want to do anything, although I know that you've only really got a pistol.
Yeah, but I heard Lin thinking about trying and running up to reach these guys. Is it viable possibilities?
I mean, maybe. Again, you think they must have got up there somehow. So you could try and maybe run along the edge looking for something. But right now where you are, you have never seen anything of that nature.
Okay, so that's what I do. I try and look for a way up.
Okie dokie. Okay. All right. You can make me either a spot hidden roll or an intelligence roll, something like that.
Let me see which is better. I'm rolling with intelligence. Nope. I still managed to fail that.
Yeah, there's a lot of different bits of craggy ground in here. So you try and make your way up a little bit and then realize it comes to a dead end. So you have to come down. So I'll say that you're still searching at the moment. Andrew, actually, I'll say from where you are, you see Alan go down.
Yep. Can I make it to him?
Well, you can make your way over there, yes. Although you might have to quickly run to take cover.
That's fine. I'm not leaving him out there.
Okay.
Gonna go and get him.
Because
all I've seen is him go down.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he's still alive.
Yeah, definitely. Make me a con roll.
Yep, that is a extreme pass.
Oh, okay. So you almost like your adrenaline's taken over. You nip out straight away. Grab him. Do you grab him like by the legs or something like that to try and drag him back into cover?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Although when you do, you see that this trail of red is just being dragged behind from all the blood leaving him. You do get him in the shade, but looking at him, there's no way of saving him.
Yeah.
Both gone deep.
Yeah. Whoever did that's getting it. That's all that's going through my head now. Whoever did this to my friend is getting it.
Okay. You do have a spare rifle, though, at least.
It's all right. He can get it twice.
Okay. So next up, I'm gonna do a couple of general rolls for the Martu, see how accurately they can keep on. Ooh. Oh, not bad at all. Okay, yeah. So they're fine to sort of keep fire suppressed on roughly where you pointed at. So they're being quite accurate so far, which is nice. Excuse me, Lin. You're seeing that Mitch is fumbling around a little bit and not entirely sure where this entrance to the path is. But I guess you can, split off and go a slightly different way. Again, you can make me spot hidden roll or intelligence roll.
I'm tempted to just start climbing up the hard path, but okay.
Well, you can do that as well if you prefer.
That would leave me exposed, though.
Yes, that's the only thing. It would.
Okay, now I'll try and deduce where it is, but much like Mitch, you start following the path and you end up looking in completely the wrong bleeding direction. I was like, yeah, maybe if they started from Sydney Airport.
Yeah, given that both of you have not really had much luck, you think that the start of the path may be actually at the entrance of this place rather than at the end of the gorge.
To just scramble up the cliff face and hope that the Martu can keep enough fire on for them to keep the red down.
Okay, so you are going to try and scale up.
Yeah,
the side of the cliff.
Because we haven't found the way up, right? So
no.
And my thinking, as you said, is that must be by the entrance. So we've got to deal with this guy, and I'm a close combat character. It's the only thing I can do. Mitch also has got a pistol and is shooting at our guys that aren't great shots, but hey, suppressive fire might just do the trick.
Okay. Obviously, you can go further enough away from the rain of bullets going towards the area. So give me a climb roll for now before I forget, but we'll deal with your climb next turn.
Yeah, sure. No.
Okay, it's going to take you a while then to get up there. Right. However, in the meantime, okay. Okay. Right, let me see. Okay. Ooh, wow, okay, that's tough. Four. Okay, so who is left on the ground? Okay, so Mitch, and actually I'll say Lin as well. You notice one of the Mar2 get hit by the sniper that they're trying to keep suppressed. They're not down completely, but they have been wounded quite badly, so they sort of retreat back round to grab some first aid and things. Okay. Let me just make another roll quickly. Yeah, okay, no worries. Right, Mitch, you're up next.
I'm not much of a climber myself. Yeah, 15 meters is way too short in order to reach this guy. Is that correct?
Which guy, sorry, is in
The sniper
the sniper?
is way farther than that.
Oh, I see, with your gun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very difficult roll, yeah. At least a hard to possibly get it, but probably an extreme. Yeah, it's going to be an extreme to do that.
Because the gorge is all full of a whole lot of other people beside the ones that are shooting us from above. Are we really sure there's not a way up from here?
You've certainly not found anything in your near vicinity. The rocks are pretty steep, and given that you know that there's some sort of trail that's quite flat, that there must be some way to get up there.
I'll try and look for another route then.
Okay.
Because it's really all I can do.
Yeah. Okay, so are you going to move further up towards where you think this entrance is, or back towards the end of the gorge?
I'll try and go up and see if maybe there's a path that I couldn't see from down below where I am now. So I'll try to climb a little bit and move further from that side. I'm spending 2 points of luck to make it an extreme success.
Yeah. What did you roll exactly?
Intelligence.
Okay, cool, no worries. So yeah, as you move further up towards a supposed entrance where these trucks are parked, you can definitely see that the gorge on both sides is smoothing out a little bit near the top, and then you do start seeing you think two trails, one on each side, and you don't get close enough to actually go up because you see there's quite a lot going on above ahead of you even, but you do see there's like a ladder to get up at least a little bit, and then maybe a route along. But yeah, you kind of stop behind another one of these big stone plinths. As what you see in front, there are indeed these parked trucks. And let me just double check. Okay. You almost kind of have to force yourself behind a rock as you hear more gunfire from the front in your direction. So you're now kind of hiding behind cover as some gunfire came from ahead of you.
Okay. Do I manage to do something else, or this is the end of my turn?
That's the end of your turn. You're pretty much stuck behind this rock while they're firing at you.
Okay.
I mean, you can try and move if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it.
No. I'm fine like this for now.
Okay. So, Andrew, you've got deceased Alan in front of you, but you did, out of the corner of your eye, see Mitch move up further forward a little bit, and then some people at the front of this gorge has basically started firing at him.
Okay. I'm going to fire at one of them.
Okay. You can, however, it's going to be a penalty die for you because you can't really see where they are. You know the direction, but you're not really able to see exactly where they are. So your targets are a bit obstructed by view.
Okay. Penalty die.
Penalty die.
Okay. I hate the penalty die.
I know, me too.
That's a hit.
Just a regular hit.
Why do I hate the penalty die? Because the other one was an extreme.
Oh.
Um,
Well, it still hits, and I believe it's quite a lot of damage with your rifle.
It certainly is. It is. What's that? 3 or 3? 2d6 plus 4.
See, what's the problem?
I rolled 2 1s. That's 13 damage.
Oh, okay. Not bad at all. Okay. Again, given how obstructed your target is, basically all you see is a flash of their muzzle that kind of moves. So you definitely think you hit them. You're not sure if you've completely killed them, but you definitely think that you did a nice clean shot. So hopefully the answer is yes.
Well, I'm also hoping that now that they've been shot from another direction, they might split. Some of them might head my way, which A means I've got lots of targets to shoot because I'm angry, and B, it means it's less of them that are maybe heading towards Mitch. It might give him more of a chance to get where he's going.
Well, at the minute you can't see anyone moving. They just seem to be shooting from where they are at the moment. But yeah, it's possible some of them might trail on him, some of them might trail on you. But we shall see. Right, next up is Johnny and the Mwanjan people. So they're actually going to start turning the carts, make themselves useful, and create some barricades on the ones that don't have any covers on them. And actually, what I'll say is that some of the Mwanjan are also going to try moving up further forward, using them as cover. So, oh yeah. Oh, brilliant. I didn't even need a bonus die for that. Yeah, so they start going up rather nicely. The cover's working pretty well there. Mar2. I think I'm going to have them roll shooty again, of course. Okay, and I'm also going to have 2 of them start climbing near to where you are, Lin. Although, having said that, now my rolls are terrible, so...
I had the same problem when I tried to climb.
So even with another roll, they find it quite difficult. So they're kind of catching you up a bit, but they're not super quick either. So Lin, it's now your go. You haven't fully reached the top, but you can definitely see a trail now that leads to some sort of sheltered set of rocks where you presume that the sniper is hidden inside.
Okay, well, I'm going to climb to that trail and then sprint at him.
Okay. Excuse me. In terms of gunshots from the Mar2, there were a few more, but they're going a bit wide now. They had a bit of a fluke last round, unfortunately. So, yes, feel free to make a con roll to sprint.
Yeah, and that sprint will hopefully end in a lovely flying kick. Although it doesn't, because I failed my con roll. So I haven't arrived yet.
No, you haven't arrived. Right. So we're back up to the top. Okay, let me just... okay, I'll just... no, okay. Okay, so where you are actually, Lynn, you hear another shot of the sniper go off, but you don't think that they've hit anyone, fortunately. As for the one shooting at the front of the gorge, oh, actually, that's going to be a penalty because you're both in cover. Okay. Okay. Both of you, Mitch and Andrew, since you're hiding behind these rocks, you hear more dings as they try to target both of you. But you're safe for the minute. You're kind of pressed up like this, trying to keep all your arms and legs inside the vicinity of the rock. So they're not stopping, but they're not able to get you at the moment. Next up is Mitch.
Okay. I'm stuck behind this rock. Do I see anyone of my crew getting closer to me, like Andrew and Lynn?
Andrew hasn't moved yet. You think he's kind of in the same boat as you, in that people are trying to fire at him and keeping him, kind of poised or prone or whatever. Although you did see from where you are, Lynn climbing up on your side, but further down, and then trying to run along this ridge. So you think maybe she spotted one of the snipers.
Okay. I'll try to the best of my possibilities to clean the space in front of me with the trucks and etc. and maybe shoot one, diving briefly out of cover, and then going back behind cover. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, sure.
Since I have to get through there.
Yes. So you won't have any time to aim. Do you want to try and look up to see where your targets are before leaping out?
If I didn't see anything running up there, yes, I'd try to have a swift look.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of wait until they've stopped shooting. Hopefully they're reloading, and you pop up. So you can make me a spot hidden roll.
That's oh no, that's just a regular pass.
Regular. Okay. So again, you're not entirely sure where your targets are. They're obviously behind cover somewhere. Given where the trucks are, you think maybe they're hiding behind them, or even possibly, lying underneath them. But you also notice on the back of, was it one or two of the trucks? I think it was one. You notice a load of large barrels, possibly containing oil or petrol, something like that.
Yes, I'm shooting that.
Yeah,
Yes.
try shoot that. Okay, but you're doing so while leaping out. So given that you're kind of leaping out and back into cover, it's going to be with a penalty. But yeah, feel free to try and shoot the petrol bombs. You're muting, babe.
Fuck. It's either a 74 or a 4. So I miss.
What were you going to say, babe?
Nah, we didn't pack TNT, did we? And I think the only way to deal with everything in this thing is to blow up the tunnel. And this strikes me as the perfect ammunition. We're not going to get anywhere else. So I was kind of hoping you'd miss.
Yeah, Ronnie was saying the other day when we were chatting that no, the one thing he didn't pack was TNT, I'm afraid. Yeah, so you're fine to kind of jump out and get behind cover again, but given how little time you have to aim, even though they're quite big ore barrels, you don't see or hear any sign that you've hit them. So again, you're now a little bit closer, and you're on the same side as Andrew, in another kind of shade of these rocks. Although one thing that you've noticed is that you don't appear to be getting any sniper fire from your side, and the same with Andrew. Actually, you've not had the sniper fire at you at any point. So silver linings. But anyway, speaking of Andrew, it is your go. So you've seen Mitch kind of fly out and try and shoot something further down, but he wasn't particularly successful.
I'm going to shoot again, and I'm aware it's going to be a penalty die, but I don't want to give up cover just yet, especially because I don't want to leave Alan alone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my first roll was 90.
Mm-hmm.
My second roll was 90.
Mm-hmm.
So I missed and missed. And now I'm pissed.
Okay. Yes. Although I will say, is even though you missed your targets, given you kind of got up and shot, I'll say that you also see these big drums on the truck that again possibly contain oil, petrol, something like that. So I'll say that you've seen them at least.
Ooh, let's shoot a hot bullet in there next round.
Right. It's Johnny and the Moanja people. So yeah, they're gonna keep moving up. Although now that they've seen that you're in this quite narrow cover and you're getting shot at, they retreat back a little bit and keep behind the safety of the carts. The Mar2, they're again going to try and keep shooting. Oh Jesus! Oh no! You say that you've got bad problems with 290s. I just rolled 200s. Oh dear. Okay. Well, one of the Mar2's rifles most definitely malfunctions, and he's getting all sort of frustrated and clicking, saying, "Why is it not working?" And he's having to kind of take it to someone to sort out. The other one is not. Actually, no, I beg your pardon. The other one. Oh no, it just missed. But again, it's fairly close by. So, then there's the ones that are climbing up with Lin. Okay, one's pretty much caught up with you. The other one is just making it to the top. But it's now your go. So you'll reach
Okay.
kind of shelter this turn anyway.
Yeah, so I'm going to arrive with a flying kick to the back of the head with a bit of luck.
Okay. It's going to be with a penalty because you can't see what's in there at all. So your target is going to be,
Okay, yeah, I don't mind that. I'll charge in and beat up the corpse. Oh, God. Sorry. Right, first roll is a hit. Second roll is a hit. It's a hit.
Okay, it certainly is. Roll your damage, please.
That's only a 4.
Still, you hear as you think you've hit him in the shoulder. He was still lying down, so you've kind of got him here, and you're starting to adjust now to the darkness inside. It's only a very small little kind of cubby hole almost, where he's set up his gun and so on. So yeah, you can try and take his gun off him or whatever, but
well, his gun's presumably set up as in a sniping position, which isn't going to be between rocks and stuff like that, so it's going to be no use to him in a close combat. So well, you'll have to wriggle it out or whatever. So I'll just continue to beat him up whenever it's my next go.
Okie dokie. Right. Well, it's back up to him actually, and I'm just seeing if yeah, okay, I'll just use those. Where is them? There we go. he's basically going to try and what's he going to do? I think he's going to try and grab your ankle and pull so you're made prone. You can
Okay.
try and
Counterattack.
yeah, counterattack. Yep, definitely. And he's going to get a penalty anyway because he's prone.
I passed.
He failed, so yeah, you quickly just dance your feet around him.
Doing 5 damage.
Oh, okay.
So as he goes for me, I stamp on his ankle to try and break his wrist. It made sense in my head before I said it.
It'll be at the front is this, I guess. So, yeah, you definitely think you sprained it at least, and he yelps in pain. His movement slows considerably after that. He's looking quite weak. The rifle's at the front, so we've got okay. So, oh yeah, of course it's. Oh. Oh. Okay. Let me just double check who that is. Okay. Okay, so Mitch, what I'll say is as you're maybe reloading your pistol, unbeknownst to you, your arm just sort of sticks out of your cover a little bit, just for a brief second, and you feel a bullet enter your arm. And what is I think they're just the bugs. Yeah. Doing 6 damage.
Jesus.
Is that a major wound?
I got 13. So
Okay, it's not quite. Not quite. But it definitely hurt like fuck.
Yes. Fucking hell.
Okay, it is your go though.
Okay, I still try and shoot the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, again with the penalty, right?
Well, you only got the penalty because you jumped across at the same time. If you just do it from where you are now, there's no penalty.
Okay. Oh, that's a hard pass, is it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let
Just
me.
right, because it's 32, yes.
Let me get another thing up. What is it? I even wrote down the page number just in case, because I had a feeling you try and shoot these.
I believe they are about 12 d10s of damage.
No.
I bet they are.
It's 2d10.
Are you sure it's not 20?
It's 2d10.
Well,
It's 2d10 per barrel.
Per barrel, per truck?
hold on. No.
Per liter.
Sounds
You
about
do
right.
you do slightly have a point in that the way it's worded in the book is from an exploding grenade or a stick of dynamite. So let me just check how many are on here. Okay.
You make big boom. Because it will chain. The thing is, if one explodes, it will chain.
Yes, I know.
Take
Okay.
the truck with it.
Okay, I was just double checking which truck you hit because there are a couple with barrels on. I've realized on the map. So you get 2d10 for the first, well, for the barrel that you hit, and then yes, there is a chain. There are 3 extra barrels, so that is total of 5d10. Are you happy?
Yeah. Am I rolling them, or you want?
Yes,
to roll them?
you roll them. You're the one who shot it, so do the
So
honors.
5 d10s.
5d10. Yes.
16, 24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay. Just realized I forgot to check how strong the car is, but oh wait, here we go. 24, you said.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, I'll say that given the explosion, the back of the truck kind of jumps up into the air a bit and then thuds back down on the ground. It's definitely caused the entire back of the truck to just obliterate, and bits of wood and metal just go everywhere. You definitely think that you've hit some people who were lying underneath it. So can you give me a group luck roll, please? Who's the group luck?
Oh, group luck is
Yeah.
still Andrew, I believe. I got 44.
48.
Yeah, it's still me. It's if we all die, we're going to get to the pearly gates, and I'm still going to be rolling the group luck roll to see if we get in. And I made it.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Okay, so
The farce is with me.
yeah, so you think you've got maybe 3, possibly even 4 that have been huddled under that truck. You think maybe most of them were under there. You don't know if they've all gone, but yeah, there's this big explosion and smoke rising up, which everyone else can see or hear, really, from where Lin is.
I'm feeling so Michael Bay right now.
Actually, let me just check one thing. Okay, that's fine. While the smoke clears, you see that there are still a couple of other oil barrels on an adjacent truck that didn't quite catch from the chain, so they are there as well.
No
if you want to be
problem.
thorough. But anyway, moving on then, it is Andrew's go, and he's
I want
nodding
to
his
shoot the other
head.
barrels.
All right, go ahead.
I want to move into a slightly better position so I can see the damn barrels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fine.
Don't fail me now. Da-da-da-dum. That is a hard pass.
Okay, so you shoot through this plume of smoke as it starts clearing, and you indeed hit one of the 3 barrels on the other truck. These are much more bunched together as well. So yeah, you can make me the 2d10 plus another d10 and d10 for the other 2. So 4d10.
4d10. That's got a nice ring to it. Hmm. 26.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this truck actually rolls onto its side. Maybe if you really wanted to use it later, you could, but you definitely just blow a huge hole in the back of it. And you think maybe the last remaining rifleman underneath is sort of trying to crawl out, and he's partially on fire on his shoulder, but another thing goes off and just hits him in the face, and it's all quite horrible carnage and so on. And again, the rest of you can hear another boom, or at least those of you who are still alive can hear another boom go off.
Alan
After
can hear the boom, I'm convinced.
after that, there's not really any further shooting coming from the front of the gorge. So there's this almost moment of silence for a moment. I think now is a good time, since looking at the time in particular, to take a little break.
Okay, see you later.
Because actually it should be bamboo.
Hello.
Hello, okay.
Yes. I was just thinking about what to give you for the rest of the sesh.
I've been working diligently on my new character. Nearly there.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll leave you to it then. But I was just
Yeah, we
thinking
need a
that could
tavern
have
to
gone.
meet him in.
I was going to say though that encounter could have gone worse.
Oh,
Definitely
well,
worse.
not for me, it couldn't.
Well, no, but you know,
Oh, I didn't
I
get a
wasn't
drink
expecting
now.
more deaths, honestly.
This definite case of shot came out of nowhere. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's not bedtime yet.
Shot definitely came out of nowhere.
Right. So let's go out of initiative. Lin is still manhandling this sniper rifle person. And the other two of you, you've obviously seen these big explosions go off, thanks to you, of course. And no more activity seems to be going on in front of you at the end of the gorge.
I'm going to take Alan's body and bring it back to the train.
Okay.
Get back to the wagon train. Not leaving him there.
I'll try and reach for the sniper to see if Lin needs help, or if there are other problems, other people trying to shoot down on us.
No is the answer. There's nobody shooting from the right side, and on Lin's side, she's there. There's at least two more that are heading up behind her, so you think that she's doing just fine.
Okay, I'm going to help Andrew then.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, Alan is beyond any aid. The bullet went very deep.
I'm taking him back solemnly. I say to Mitch to take his rifle back as well, because I can't carry Alan and my own rifle. So I asked Mitch if he'll go and get Alan's rifle.
I'm really not able to use it.
It doesn't matter. We need it. I don't want to leave it out there in case one of the cultists come and get it during the night.
Okay, I'll take it then.
You know, if it means you bring it back and you give it to someone who can, then, you know. But I'm not leaving it out there. It's not theirs. They've already taken him. They've taken his life. They're not taking his fucking rifle and all.
That makes
Too
sense.
right. Too right. Lin, meanwhile, so you've beaten up this guy quite badly. He's still conscious and he's making a bit of a racket. But obviously, yeah, as you said, he can't shoot you, but there's not really any way of shooting past anymore and, you know, getting anyone down below.
Well, I keep hitting him until he stops making a racket.
Fine. Okay. We won't roll for that then. You'll just sort of do it repeatedly and eventually that does indeed happen.
Then I throw him over the edge.
Of course, you wouldn't just stop there, would you? Okay. You throw him over the edge. And much to the shock of some Mwanjan people seeing this person just fall and hit the ground in front of them. Yeah, you break his back.
Then I come out waving my fan to cool me off because, you know, that was exerting. It's quite hot.
Come to think of it, it is getting quite hot. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's reaching sort of mid to late 20 degrees.
So are there any of these explosives left?
As in the oil drums, you think?
Mm.
Or... well, certainly from where you are, you can't see anything has been left. Obviously, Andrew and Mitch are walking back towards the train with the body.
So from this sniper's perch,
the sniper's perch is a little bit more angled towards the entrance of the gorge rather than back along, so you can't quite see.
Okay. Well, I'll grab the rifle anyway because, you know, that's one more for the collection.
Mhm.
And then I guess I'll head down, and then I'm gonna sort of stroll up to this entrance with the rifle.
Okay. You do, however, see Andrew in particular looking rather solemn as Alan's body is brought back to the rest of the train.
That man is definitely gay. And I'll keep walking towards the entrance.
It is the 20s. It's possible.
And the serious, dramatic moment is undercut completely.
It's just an internal thought that goes through her head. Because, like, you would be upset over some man dying.
I got no comeback for that.
Anyway.
So as the pretty
so-
boys that I've been sleeping with are okay. I'm happy.
Okay, so you stroll up. You pass a few of the stones that are now riddled with bullet holes on the opposite side from where people were shooting at the others. But once you get to the end of the gorge, and it kind of opens up into quite a wide, fairly circular area, this it's at least sort of 10 yards long. So certainly plenty of room to fit several trucks down here. And yeah, you can see that two of the trucks, which presumably had the oil barrels on, are pretty much shot up, especially at the back. A few corpses as well, you can see strewn, sticking out from underneath them. There is another truck that is mostly undamaged, although the paintwork is a little bit chipped by some of the flying, timber and so on. And actually, that truck looks considerably newer than the other two. As for what else is here, there's a few more isolated standing stones. They don't appear to be any kind of particular shape or positioning or anything, but they are there. And there's this, you can hear the put much louder from here. And you think it might be either inside like a little tarpaulin hut, or there's also another kind of curtain that leads into either like a storeroom. It's got like those kind of sheets of metal just covering the top, like a crude roof.
Okay, I'm going to explore that first then.
Okay, so you're going into the main sort of building or the little tarpaulin next to it?
I'll go to the. I'll check the little tarpaulin thing first then, because it sounds like I can check that very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, it's not big at all. I'm just double checking if there's anything in it, because again, it's all split up weird in this book. Yeah, it's basically a little store shed, if you will. So there's plenty of supplies there, extra parts for vehicles and things like that. Although nothing particularly interesting in there.
Any fuel?
I'll say there is fuel, but it's in kind of smaller oil can type things rather than big oil drums. However, if you go into the main part, this sort of larger shed, one of the things you do see is there are some more large oil barrels in here, about the same size. They're a good sort of 10 liters each. They're big, these things, and yeah, you can see there is a generator that's making this put noise.
Okay.
There are these big wires that go from the generator down these quite small, narrow steps into the darkness.
Okay, well, Can the oil drums fit down the steps?
Possibly, but it'll be a bit of a squeeze.
Okay. Well, I'll leave the generator on for a moment because the noise will help cover up what I'm going to try and do. And that is, I'm going to try and send one of these oil barrels down and then shoot it.
You know, it's funny because I actually predicted you would do this.
Of course.
Okay. Before you do that, back to the other two. So yeah, Lynn sort of strode on up to presumably the entrance or whatever is there with her new gun. Everyone else is kind of gathering. There was very little casualty in terms of the Martu and the Mwanjum, so everyone's pretty much still there.
Okay, I am a quick rundown of the losses. Of course, I help Andrew and to get a proper disposal as of now of Alan's body,
Mhm.
and then I'll have a look around to see basically where Ling is going and to see if there's something else that might prove useful in destroying this place.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, you head on up, and you basically see the same as she did, in that there's the two trucks that are pretty much blown to smithereens. This newer truck that's a little bit damaged, but not much at all. There are more sort of stone blocks and pillars here, and some sort of little tarpaulin entrance and a bigger one. By the way, it was covered in sandbags, the perimeter, by the way. I forgot to say that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear the put.
Coming from the generator, you said, right?
Well, Alan thought it was a generator, yes. Again, given you're closer and, you know, you've done archaeology stuff, you presume it's something like that, yeah.
Okay. I'll wait for a moment to turn it off because I'd like to see where the wires go first.
Okay. Well, you just about fit inside with Lynn, although it's pretty small in this entrance. And you can see that she's very much intent of rolling one of these barrels down these stairs and then shooting it, presumably.
Okay. I let her do what she does best, so bring havoc among cultists, and then I'll have a look after everything exploded.
Okay. While you're waiting, if you want to study the stone blocks, because they are quite interesting to you as an archaeologist, you can make me an archaeology roll.
Yes.
Or if you happen to have science geology, but I don't know if it's as good as that.
No, I got chemistry.
Okay, so just archaeology then.
Archaeology is fine. I'm spending 2 luck to make it an hard pass.
Ah, good, because you needed a hard. Yeah, so you determined that all of them are at least 10,000 years old. They're all pitted and eroded with age. Obviously, there was a bit of, you know, bullet damage from the ones further up where you were taking cover, but these ones are okay. Lots of them have these deeper markings of a very curious and unknown design as well. Strange, not even symbols, but more kind of patterns and strangeness about them.
Okay. Am I able to recollect these patterns to something I read in the book in the last days?
Oh, that is a good question. I'm going to say yes, although the description was very vague. It was literally just sort of pillars or stone blocks with strange symbols. It doesn't actually say what they were, or this author couldn't read them or anything, if there's even writing at all.
May I attempt to retrieve information by my Cthulhu Mythos knowledge to see if I read something
Sure.
about those?
Sure.
No way in hell. No.
Yeah.
I got
I mean,
16, but it was worth a try.
yeah. Initially, you think, okay, maybe it is writing, but at the same time, it's very odd. It's not just like certain symbols all etched in a nice line or anything organized like that. So then again, your mind sort of starts wondering, oh, it could be a map, it could be this, it could be that. Cool. Andrew, in the meantime, what are you up to?
An excellent way of actually bringing Phil's character in. If he's amongst our number, I'm going to ask for a couple of helpers to help me build a small pyre away from the camp, because I, depending on which way the wind's blowing, I don't want any flames coming back in to the camp. And we are going to cremate Alan. We are going to return him to the earth, his home.
Okay. I mean, if Kupar is ready, then yeah, by all means, you can slot him straight in.
Yeah, I'll jump forward. I'll help you with him.
Excellent. As we build the pyre, place the body on, I will pray over the body, say my goodbyes, and we'll light him.
Okay.
As much, it has to be said, as much as it's about returning Alan to the earth, it's also about telling the cultists, we are here, we are staying, fuck you. This is our light in the sky that says you will not snuff us out.
Aha. Can both of you make me a power roll, please, as you watch his corpse start burning up?
Power.
Oh, that's a fail.
As Cooper dies almost immediately.
Yeah.
Fastest character ever. That's a success for me. Actually,
Okay.
I was one off a hard pass there, but I'm not spending more luck. I'm in enough trouble.
Okay. Andrew, you get this sort of feeling of, yeah, we're here and whatever. But you definitely think that maybe lighting here wasn't such a good idea, being so close to a place of evil. You definitely feel a presence reacting to this. And Cooper, with your fail, you actually see the flames kind of shapen up into something, into some form. And oh god, I've forgotten what am I to call it now. But a great wing, I think. You see great wing form out of the flames just for a moment, and this shrieking sound as you see his gleaming eye, this three-lobed eye in the center.
My eyes go really big, and I'll great wing, and I'll grab Andrew's arm and start pulling him away.
Yeah.
You can't
Can I have a
stay.
sanity roll, please, Cooper?
Sanity roll, which is another fail.
He's just jumping into the deep end.
What character have you made? Like, do they have skills at all? Have you just not done that yet?
They do, but that's a sanity roll. I mean, I can't help what that is.
You sanity as you feel incredibly compelled to put this fire out.
Sorry, how many?
3.
3. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you feel very compelled to move Andrew away, put the fire out.
Okay, I'll start. Then, if I can't pull Andrew away, I'll start trying to scoop dust back over the fire.
Yeah.
I will pull him away. No.
Oh, it's evil. Evil, big wing.
It will not take his soul. Nor will it deprive us of ours.
Can you see it in the flames?
I look at the flame, and as much as my character is Protestant rather than Catholic, I do have a small cross.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to point it towards the flame. You know, be gone. Make a stoic sort of, you know, sod you. You will not take him. Go.
Okay.
Yes, I know I'm painting the most amazing target in my back, but you know, he's having none of it.
Cooper, you basically just hear this incredibly mocking laugh as Andrew holds out his little cross and says, "Be gone,"
Okay, I'm off
which
then.
then fades away.
I'm going. I go back to the rest of the group.
Yep, shortest character ever. He runs away.
You're mad to stay here.
I've got the rifle with me anyway.
You do, yes.
Anything comes that isn't someone I already know and are friendly with, they're going to be on the business end of this rifle.
Yes. Okay, so back to Lin then. So yeah, it takes you a little bit of time to just angle the barrel correctly for it to go down, because it really only just fits. Although you can just about see that the stairs are a little wider once you get beyond this main entrance. So yeah, you push it through, and you start hearing it clatter and go down these stairs. Do you follow it a little bit? So
Are the stairs curving or straight?
they are straight.
Then there's no need. I just wait for it to get to the bottom and shoot it.
Okay. All right. It disappears into the darkness, and it.
Well, hang on. How far can I see?
There is some light that basically goes down following this big cable from the generator, but
Okay.
they're not that bright. And again, the darkness further down looks even sort of deeper. So eventually, it just keeps going and going and going. This barrel.
Because like a few seconds of rolling, if it hasn't stopped, I'm going to shoot it at that point because
Okay.
I want to collapse the entrance. Is the thing.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if this was just like a little basement with a room there or something, or if it was stairs going like deep down to this city that's way down. And I'm more interested in collapsing the entrance if it's the latter.
Definitely going deep down. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, Joe, just let it go for a few seconds and shoot it.
Okay. Just for a brief moment, you see more of what's down there, and then this sort of deafening explosion comes out of you. Can you give me a con roll actually from where you are to see if you're deafened by this?
Definitely deafened.
Yeah, you just hear whistling in your ears. But as the rest of the oil kind of dribbles out the end and there's some flames and so on, you also notice all these bats that come from up on the ceiling that you couldn't see earlier and just come out. You know, they rush past you and Mitch. They head on up. The rest of you can actually see it from where you are. There are possibly thousands of these bats that just come swarming out of the entrance, and they're all screeching away and you know, spiraling up into the air.
I dealt with those monsters. On to the next. So that means it's opening into a big cavern straight away then. So these stairs are going down into a big open space.
Well, it's more open, yeah. Let me just check if it mentions where it opens up.
I think we should all start talking like Bane.
No, the whole thing about talking like Bane is putting the right emphasis on the wrong word.
Okay.
I don't know where Tom Hardy got that accent from, but it was memorable.
Okay. No, I beg your pardon. It is kind of more like a tunnel with stairs going down rather than it opens up. I kind of
Okay,
misinterpreted
so where
that a
did
bit.
the bats come from?
The bats came, you think, from maybe further down from where you shot the barrel. So maybe the bottom of these stairs.
Okay, so was there much of a delay till they came?
Maybe a few seconds, but again, given that you were deafened, you couldn't really hear them coming. So you're not sure.
Okay.
But you've definitely caused some rubble to come down in
Okay.
front of you.
Next one. Next barrel.
Okay.
We keep going until there's like the entrance is wrecked.
I'm just confused as to why you're doing this.
Right, we have to do our ritual at a high place. Yeah. Our ritual we do at a high place. What we don't want, or what we need to do, is to get to the. If I understand this correctly, we have to do our ritual at the highest point in the vicinity, so on top of a mountain or hill or something. But this place is full of cultists that will stop us because it takes us 24 hours, whatever it is, to do this ritual. So what we need to do is make the people in this place unable to get out.
Oh, I see.
Are we assuming there's only one way in and out?
But there must be ventilation.
As far as you're aware, you've only found one entrance.
It's true.
And Shula did seem to only know of one entrance. So if there is one, nobody knows about it and you haven't found it.
Well, no,
Also-
the last session, the Aborigines was mentioning caves, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, there was another cave nearby they thought that might be it, but you went for the coordinates instead.
Also, I was thinking that maybe we should make sure beforehand that nothing has been activated down here before closing it.
Okay, right. So we think this generator's probably for lighting, right?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, you can see that there are lights going down. One thing I forgot to mention actually is there's also a winch at the top, presumably for kind of moving the oil either down or something like that to help move it up and down.
What do we want to take the oil down for?
Maybe powering something down there. Maybe
There
not a
might, there might be
generator.
more. There might be more generators down there that need the oil.
To be fair, given the number of oil drums, you could even block the entrance with them. So
Yeah, I'd rather check downstairs first to see
Yeah.
if there's something there.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. But yeah. Okay. What I think we should do then is get a small party together to go and explore, and everyone else is going to camp at the top here, and we'll take their defensive positions. Only make them better because they
Sounds
didn't
right.
work.
Sounds right.
okay.
All right. Let's go and talk to the group then.
So like
get
a
ourselves
party
organised.
like a party of 10, 15 people.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We'll leave the guys that are good with the Martu that are good with guns at the top. Plenty of ammo and tell them to keep practicing. Maybe this prisoner might be of use.
Oh, by the way, those of you who aren't inside this little sandbag shed, you hear some more booms go off.
Something's going on underground. big cloud of dust comes out the entranceway, followed by some bats, I assume.
Oh yeah, you see the bats, definitely.
Yeah, and then we all start talking like Bane. And
Nobody
You
knew
merely
what
adopted the
was
dark. I was born in it, molded
by
by.
it.
okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll organise this. So we'll set up a perimeter with our wagons, defensive stuff.
Yep.
We'll make sure the oil isn't in a place that kills us, but in a place where it can be shot to kill people coming in. We'll take the sniper's nest, put somebody in that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, we're looking for volunteers to go in, but we need people with guns on the outside as well.
Okay.
So,
I'll go in.
oh, who are you? Are you one of the pretty ones?
I don't know. Appearance is 70.
Yeah, I don't sleep with bees. In fairness, you're better than like this lot.
Oh, fucking hell.
You're better than me. I got 50. You're way better than me.
You mentioned you might want to use Shula as well.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you think she'd be useful or a liability?
I'm
Well,
thinking more of a liability, to be fair.
Yeah.
You might have to encourage her if you want to get any information out of her. So,
Also,
The
she
pro-
was
the-
speaking
the pro-
about us killing her because her existence was pointless without her family. I don't believe she will ever say anything else to us.
She still wants to live. I proved that already when I intimidated her into talking more.
She wants to live, but if we took her, if we take her with us, yes, she could probably give us lots of information as to what's where, cut down on a lot of legwork.
She could take us straight to the things that will kill us.
She could take us straight to the things that could kill us, and the first chance she gets, she's going to give us away.
well, ask her which way to go. When she points one direction, don't go that way.
Unless she double bluffs us.
I say we leave her here outside and go by ourselves.
Well, we'll have to leave her bound and gagged then.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, the doctor and some of the punchy guys.
Yep.
The doctor and some of the punchy guys.
We got punchy guys and shooty guys. We'll call her the White Devil, and they're allowed to kill the White Devil if they want. We don't actually care.
And remember, folks, we're the good guys.
Yeah, we're
In
giving
case
them
you
the
were wondering.
choice.
Most of the time.
What? We're giving them the choice.
Okay, so Kupar is going down. Is anybody else joining him?
I'm going
Yeah,
down.
I'm going to go
Yes.
down. Of course, the players are going down.
Ah, good. That makes
What
it
we
more
do.
interesting then. Okay. Right, I get to read some exposition then, now that
But we'll have some of the punchy guys with us.
that's a clear. Yes, okay, fine. So, as you start going down the stairwell proper, downstairs, it's really not just downstairs. These stairs carry on for many meters. The first impression you get is how cool it is compared to on the surface. The temperature has dropped by about 10, maybe even 15 degrees. It's obviously not freezing cold, but it's very contrasting.
It's cold
And it
for
also
me.
kind of, yeah, well, absolutely, it's cold for you. And the bats have pretty much vacated the area now, and it really is quite silent down here, and there's a strange stillness in the darkness. You also smell something quite disgusting the further down you get. The smell of excrement, not human excrement, but you think, given what you've seen with the cows and so on, Lin, you think it may be bat excrement that's sort of, just covering the lower stairs. By this point as well, the lights have stopped for now. They only kind of went down for about 50 meters. But you think that the cables are carrying on, and you can see little dots of faint light further down. Just give me a moment. That's probably to update this now. Cooper, what's your listen score?
My listen is 60.
Oh, there you go. See, decent skill in something. Although, okay, never mind. So when you get further down, the stairs come to an end, and yeah, you can see that there's another generator of sorts that's connected, and presumably the cables carry on. It's not just tunnels down here. Everything is very, very open. There are lights that seem to line either tunnels or a pathway of sorts, which starts splitting off after a while. But the darkness is incredibly vast rather than claustrophobic. And you occasionally hear sort of echoes of maybe someone moving further down or just activity, but it's very kind of sporadic.
So we're not in a tunnel or anything. It's quite a large open. It's a cavern or something, is it? We're in.
You think so, yeah. Although at the minute you haven't found any walls. Once you leave the stairwell, there's no walls. The lights are kind of providing a pathway, but they're not along a wall or anything. So if there are walls, then they're quite wide and out in the darkness that you can't see.
You described one of the earlier underground things we visited as having a sulfuric smell. Is that the case here as well?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to check because all the black one, of course, has got lots of saltpeter, and then sulfur and charcoal is gunpowder, but never mind.
Oh, well, actually, I'm just thinking. Actually, yes, you can smell the smell of
excellent.
gunpowder.
That's 2 or 3 components, and now we just need some charcoal. Blow the whole place sky high.
Well, Andrew just made some on the surface.
Going in a little further, I'm going to assume for now that are you following the path of lights, or are you keeping more in the dark?
It's stairs, right? So we're following the stairs.
You finished.
Oh, right.
Descending the stairs, so you're at the bottom, you think, or you're on like a flat level.
A level, yes. So
yes.
How far did we descend? Sorry.
Overall, about 300 meters.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you're deep underground.
And you say our options are to go to the light or to go to...
Well, like I said, there are these trails of lights that carry on, and they go off for miles, you think. So there's kind of like a path of light that you can follow. You can stay in the darkness if you prefer. But obviously it'll be a bit trickier to see, and it will be more disorientating.
We brought torches and stuff there, right, didn't we? And all of that, because we said general camping supplies. That does include torches and lanterns and things like that.
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, so presumably we've got our own light sources with us now. I mean, if not, then we're complete idiots and we got 600 meters of walking on steps to do. So, I suggest we'd just have a little nose around this area, because if these light paths go off long distances, they're probably to other regions, right? And that might be interesting, but also what's around here.
Yeah, what I think is that if they took their time to put lights somewhere is because they needed them where they are, so they are actually maybe leading to something useful
Mm.
that they needed light to reach.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But I'd also just like to know that there isn't something looming in the dark by the entrance.
Yeah,
Or if
we
we,
can have a general look around and see.
yeah, flash
Yeah.
the light around.
Okay. No worries. So yeah, you can shine your light around. Again, the lights that have been set up are definitely almost like beacons to follow. But when you shine your torch around, you see that where the lights follow, there's a load of dust that appears to have been either churned up or moved apart, in that people are kind of using those routes. Whereas when you go further into the dark, the ground is absolutely caked with dust
Okay.
and more excrement and things.
Okay, then yeah, it's going to be follow the lights, isn't it?
Hmm.
Uh,
Makes
is
some
there,
sense.
I take it there's a lot of tracks in the dust then.
Not even that. It's more just that the dust is cleared.
Okay, it's been swept clear in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, you think it's more like that. What I'll say as well, that you can just about see in your torchlight as well, that there is maybe another shed or storeroom or something a bit further in, maybe about quarter of a mile away. Although given everywhere else is dark, it's quite easy to see, from here. But that's the closest thing you can see so far.
Well, maybe worth checking out. There might be some explosives in there even.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, let's head that way then. I agree.
Okay. So you move towards this this building or what have you, following the lights. As you get closer, the smell of gunpowder definitely gets stronger. And when you get there, it seems to be quite a basic looking shack or bunkhouse, possibly. So just give me a moment. Sorry.
Need to ask this prisoner what they're making gunpowder for.
Okay, man, where is it? Right, here we go. Okay. Actually, just before you get there, maybe about 100 meters away, there's another generator. But yeah, if you look inside this bunkhouse, there's a series of 4 rooms, about 30 feet square each, so quite spacious, and it holds various sort of filthy bedding, a few basic items, in things like bones, and you also notice some art etched on the walls, which does bear some resemblance to Big Bush's rendition,
Mhm.
shall we say. You also see some bones in here as well.
Uh,
Can we
Oh.
tell what type of bones they are?
Well, you think that they're most likely human bones or a large mammal of sorts.
They got any kind of teeth marks in them or something?
No teeth marks.
Do they look old?
Some look older than others.
Hmm. Okay.
There are some extra lights in here actually, if you want to turn them on.
Are we just going by the light that's shining through the windows at the moment? Are we?
They got
And by our
lanterns.
torches.
You got lanterns, and you've got like the stream of lights outside, but there are also lights in here.
Yeah, I'm not keen on the lights in here because like the bones could be from the last person to try.
yeah, same. I'm not really feeling like turning on the lights.
It's fine.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Seems like a strange booby trap.
I'm just saying there are lights there if you want to turn them on, but I understand why you wouldn't want to turn them on. But yeah, I'm just
Yes,
saying that they're there.
it's called. Given the last nearly 2 years, we have serious trust issues.
Okay, well, what I'll say, since Lin is kind of poring over the bones a little bit, and you've asked a few questions about, are they old or whatever. You also find a small, slightly crumpled up note tucked underneath one of the old piles of clothes, which is a typed note on a typewriter. And I will bring it up here for you. It says, "To acolytes of the great sandbat, re our recent hunt. We still have not found our last two-legged deer. There is utterly no excuse for not being able to find an unarmed human who has neither food nor water, and who possesses none of our arcane God-given powers. Remind the line walkers to be alert. RH."
Two-legged deer.
Yeah, sacrifice.
Line walkers, they're not talking about these lines of lights by any chance. People patrol, maybe.
Yeah. Definitely. RH. Who's RH?
Houston, Robert Houston, is that the name?
We need to get that Miro open and have a look see. It's been ages poring over this blinking connection now, looking for another RH. See you in 2 weeks. Robert Huston.
Yeah, Robert Houston.
Well,
Yeah.
Houston,
Yeah,
his name's pronounced Houston.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was someone we suspected anyway, so that's just confirmation that he's up to his.
But we had something else about him recently. We haven't killed him yet, have we? So he's probably down here.
Did he show up in any of the documents we got from like Sydney or?
I'm sure he has. There was something in Australia where he showed up. That's why I'm trying to find it. I just remember. Yes. Addressed to the Penhew Foundation. This when we found the Yithian device.
Yes.
I hope this fascinating trinket finds you well. This is a short-term survey device employed by the Yithians, a device of rods, wheels, and mirrors, which I imagine you have plenty of fun with out in the naze. No need to tell Aubrey about this. Call it my little secret to you, my well-attuned friend. Yours as always, RH. So yeah, this is going to be the Doctor. Also of relevance to him. PV, hit a snag, stop. Downing tools down under, stop. We'll contact again once work resumes. Apologies, stop. Houston. That was sent to Alfred Penhurst. So they are working on something here. Also of relevance here, the Vigilant boat that was, had its whole thing is in this area of the world.
Just to remind you as well, going all the way back to England, you did find a like a postage sticker thing, so something was going to Australia from there.
Yeah, presumably that's for the works of whatever was built, but I don't think we found out what, did we?
No, everyone had left by that point.
Yeah, so I don't think we've got any clues as to what it is they're working on here.
Wouldn't this guy was part of the expedition, wouldn't he?
He was, yeah. He's part of the Carlisle
he's mentioned
expedition.
in the papers. Yeah.
We don't have any idea when he left the expedition to come to Australia, do we?
No, nothing.
No.
You don't really know much about him at all.
Was he feared lost in Kenya as well? Then was he one of the ones that?
Yes. Yeah, he was feared lost.
Okay, so we thought he was still with the group at Kenya then. Okay.
Yeah, because in Kenya's when they all turned, wasn't it?
So he might have come to Australia straight from Kenya.
You know that the photographs of him you got were in Cairo, and also I can't remember what the hell his name was. The guy who Annie talked to at the hotel, but he did talk about the Cole expedition, Houston, Albury. So he was in Kenya.
It was in Kenya. So what in Kenya linked to Australia, and what made him come to Australia from Kenya?
Well, only the 3 locations for doing the dark ritual that brings about the end. I mean, I don't think it really ties in more than that. Obviously, this place is all to do with the Yith, and they obviously have been working on something here and needed tools, and there's been various hitches and delays. Beyond that, I can't see anything else.
So, what is the plan?
There's a picture of him then.
Not to die.
Apart from that.
Oh, well, we're going to carry on down this path, I think.
You should have told me that earlier. I didn't know it was the plan.
Your unfortunate demise has redoubled our efforts.
Okay.
To quote Blackadder, there was a tiny flaw in our plan.
Mm-hmm.
It was bollocks.
I see.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so you head further in, and again, maybe another quarter of a mile later, you see a split off in these paths of lights. So there's one that keeps carrying on again for maybe another mile or so. You can see this sort of strange faint blue hue in the distance, or there is another light path going off to the left.
Does it look like there's anything done that way?
Maybe, but again, it is sort of going off for another couple of miles, maybe more.
Let's follow the right-hand wall.
So you're going to carry straight on?
Yeah.
Can I tell if I use a tracking skill if anyone's come this way recently in the last couple of days?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Give me a track roll.
Okay, that 17 is that's a hard pass.
Okay. Just give me a moment, but I think I know what the answer to this is.
No.
Wait. Okay, so the path to the left is actually used a little more. In fact, I'll say that especially recently, it's been used. I mean, in the past couple of days.
Okay. The path to the left is well trodden and used.
Right, so we're probably going to go that way, but I think we should just, because this one is quite close, we should check what it is, because it's the nearest location on this route, and it'd be good to know what the first thing is. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can see the end. So what I'd like to do is get everybody onto that path, and then behind us at this junction, I want to scatter some dust onto the floor at the junction.
Yeah. So we can tell if someone's gone behind us or not.
Yep. Because we're going to come back.
So you want to take everyone down straight on towards the blue thing?
Yeah, straight on towards the blue thing. We're going to go and check it, and then we're going to come back. And then when we do, the dust here will tell us if anyone's come up behind us.
Okay. How many people are you taking? Is it just the 15, or were you talking everybody?
No, the 15.
The 15,
that
okay,
we've got
fine.
on our
Yeah.
trip.
All right, no worries. Okay. So you carry on carefully, and yeah, you can start, casting dust behind. About halfway towards this blue thing, another path disappears off once again to your left.
Kupar, you seemed quite good at this tracking thing. Could you see if people have been down there?
I'll try it again if I can. Oh dear, not so good this time. I would need to spend 20
Lie
to
to
make
me,
it
I
a
wouldn't
pass.
know.
No, it doesn't seem like anyone's been down that way.
Okay, let's do the same thing again. Let's get past it, scatter some dust behind us.
I'll certainly say that you can hear the sound of another generator coming from down that left path. But yeah, you can't quite tell. The dust is a bit kind of scuffled up a bit. So you're still going towards the blue thing, yeah?
Have we still got like oceans of blackness around us off the path?
Yeah, absolutely. It's still incredibly wide open spaces.
I mean,
It's almost like a misnomer.
we could hide out in the dark and just watch the path because you'd be able to see that from. You could, just walk out and just turn around and just wait for someone to walk past, couldn't we?
We could be waiting a long time.
It could be. But we need to check this blue thing out first, anyway.
I don't know if you noticed, but the priest snores.
The priest snores.
There's a priest here?
Have you got another ball gag?
Oh dear. Right, hold on a second. All right.
See, this is a cultist plan all along. They're going to wait till we get so tired and we bed down for the night. Then they're going to kill us in our sleep.
Paranoid.
No, it's called how I would run it if I was GM.
Okay. So as you approach this faint sort of blue in the distance, you realize it's a large structure of sorts, and the closer you get, you realize just the sheer scale of this thing. It's almost like a giant plaza. It's octagonal in shape. This huge hall with this blue, almost radiant light emitting from the floor, although you can't see any cables, wiring, anything like that, so you have no idea what the source of this blueness is. There are plenty of strange carvings all over the walls, and you think maybe they're about half a mile wide. So as you're kind of taking this in for the first time, and just the sheer size and scale of this place, I think that'll be a good time to end tonight.
Excellent.
Alrighty.
We're all going to die.
Thank
Possibly.
you, GM, and welcome to
Yes.
the party, Kupar. You're not nearly as hideous as your forebears.
Thank you very much.
I'm still
Wow.
not going to sleep with you. You're not that hot, but, you're not hideous.
He looks a bit like that. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you see, I don't mind hanging out with you.
Definitely
Definitely friend zone. Definitely friend zone.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, God. Okay. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Who's
Yes, I
doing
did very
recap
much.
next time? Who's after Phil?
It's not me. I know that much.
Is it Becky?
I don't know. Maybe it's Becky. I should double check, but maybe it's
Sounds
Becky.
about right. I think that it sounds about time.
About time.
Yeah.
Well, there will be in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
it
I
is
don't
true.
remember that long. I did far too many drugs in my 20s to have a 2-week memory. But you can remind me, babe.
I can, apparently, yes.
That's why the recordings go good.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
strange
thank
because
you.
he always
Well,
watches them, and so he can tell me what I did.
Yes, I know. Well, you might finish the campaign next session, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if you took another 2.
What he means is we're all going to die.
No, it
Right.
depends.
He said that this week. He said if the campaign finishes this week, it's because you died. That is what he said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
basically, yes.
So we need to correct your slightly a lack of grammatical English. What you mean is, if the campaign finishes us,
Very funny. Okay then. Well, I'll finish the broadcast there, and yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks
Of
for the
course.
possible finale or penultimate session of this whole campaign. My God.
Good stuff.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.